another episode of Hard Factor, presented by the Barstool News Network. Whoa, can't talk. It is Monday, August 17th, 2020. And, boys, thank you for... I was off on Florida Man Friday. Excellent show.
Oh, stop it. Stop.
Yeah, no,
Stop.
I was laughing the whole time. Glad you kept the Elon Musk bashing for while I was away. So that was nice. Added bonus for me. But how was the weekend for everybody else?
I'm in the Hurt Locker right now. Will.
Huh?
It's Sunday night right now, and I'm still not feeling good from Saturday night. I treated Saturday night like it was like my bachelor party, I guess. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I've been pretty good during COVID, but I turned it up to 11 on Saturday. I ended up doing a dance party in my hallway, trying to memorize Eric Clapton songs on Spotify with my new headphones and my one cat.
Oh, when he gets into the Clapton, that's when you know Mark's really.
Me and the cat, just replaying a bunch of Clapton songs. I was doing stage moves, pointing the microphone to my cat. I was drinking warm vodka with a splash of juice out of a Solo cup until the handle was gone.
That's a night. Yeah, you tore it down.
And I stayed up till 6 a.m. Blasting Spotify and dancing with my cat. So I'm in a world of pain.
6 a.m. That's a big one.
Yeah, that's when I was going to bed,
mistake.
too. Now you know what it's like. But I was...
Did the cat stay awake the whole time?
The one cat absolutely loves when I exercise and dance party. He's my partner in crime.
Well, it was Catterday.
PIC. Yeah. He was up. He would have gone longer than me. But at some point it ended.
Well, you got to blow off steam every once in a while. Oh, you threw up
at 2 p.m. on Sunday. You guys know I don't throw up much.
Yeah.
Threw up. That's how bad it was.
The old straight vodka will do that to you.
I bought a couple mitts. So I've been playing catch in my backyard. It's fantastic.
Are you and the roommate playing catch?
Oh, yeah. Ian and I are getting out there throwing the ball around.
Who's using the left-handed glove?
I returned the left-handed glove, and I exchanged it for a right-handed glove.
That's good.
Big oversight on the Bees part.
Do you guys talk about like super serious shit when you're throwing the ball?
Yeah. Honestly, it's
like it's father and son.
It's just a great vehicle to just have a good chat with a buddy. Whipping the ball around the backyard.
It is nice.
It is. Yeah. I love that. I'm gonna come over and do that with you this week.
Come on over, baby. Anytime. The field is always open.
Nice. I've got some weekend shit to talk about too, but you need to sign up for Sirius XM Radio to hear that because we can't do all of our weekend banter here. We got radio coming up.
If you zoom in on my face, you can see the pixelation from where I threw up. I've got purple blood spots.
Let's move on.
My face.
Let's move on.
YouTube.com/Hard Factor News to see that. Beef, your internet's working before we move on. And pretty nice. We can finally see you in full speed.
Yeah.
Thanks for the last 5 weeks, the Beef.
Yeah, baby. Thanks, Spectrum.
And I've got the top story today. I'm pretty sure everybody listening can guess what the topic is. But before we head off into that, what's up with COVID lockdown until December 15th in Austin?
News to me. What?
Austin, Portland, Texas had quite a weekend. They defunded the police by a third of their budget, slicing over $100 million out of the budget, and they issued a December 15th work from home wear masks.
Yeah, I saw the mayor saying that on Zoom. Is that for real? Like he's actually doing work for what?
Masks until December 15th.
Well, I get masks, but he's saying stay home until December 15th.
I think it was a work from home. I don't know if it was stay home, but it was like a work from home order or something like that.
Wow.
They had a busy weekend. The Austin City Council.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right, well, moving on to other people who are having busy weekends, the federal government, and we got the top story today is going to be about the post office. Surprise, surprise. I'm sure you didn't guess that one with all the shit happening over the weekend. And then after that, Mark, Pat, and Wes on a lightning round of other headlines. So, boys, post office. If you've been following the news over the weekend, you definitely knew this was going to be the top story, the USPS. Over the last few days, you've probably seen a lot about the USPS trucks, drop boxes being sucked right off the street by the secret police, sorting machines replaced with donkeys, whatever else, is rumored to be happening inside the USPS. Obama, Taylor Swift, Jamie Lee Curtis, and many more weighing in, Bernie Sanders, et cetera, about saving the USPS from President Donald Trump, who says he does not like bailing them out, doesn't like funding the USPS at all because they lose so much money, but is willing to fund the USPS surge for November ballots, mail-in ballots, if and only if stimulus money is given to citizens without additional bailout money included in the stimulus bill. So it's gone. It's a total negotiation. And we're here sifting through the bullshit once again. It's going to be a long, complicated story.
Isn't the USPS just boned anyway because they someone who was in charge of the USPS put in a provision where they had to guarantee pension benefits for a certain period of time, which essentially made it impossible for them to be profitable?
Probably. I don't know all the ins and outs. All I do know is that they've posted multiple billion-dollar losses per year pretty much for the last 2 decades straight.
I think part of that is they're in an impossible situation.
I agree, obviously. I mean, you're posting multiple billions losses every single year. You're obviously something's up with your budget, right?
It's that damn Amazon, those darn FedExers.
And a lot of it is to do with that. So let's get into those exact details.
First, what did Jamie Lee Curtis have to say about this?
Oh, she posted a picture of a mail truck that was clearly just being taken for service or something. Like it had broken down somewhere and they were just taking it to service somewhere. But she posted a picture on Twitter saying that it was evidence of Trump deleting the USPS, just a mail truck on a box truck, basically.
Forgot about her.
Yeah, it was a silly post. Anyways, so getting into the details, the nitty gritty of this. First up is the details of Postmaster General Louis DeJoy. He took over the post office on June 16th, 2020, and he is a Trump fundraiser, mega fundraiser, and a supply chain logistics CEO by trade. So he's very partisan, but his background is in supply chain management, technically a good fit for being Postmaster General, you could say. Still, he's the only Postmaster General in U.S. history with no prior USPS experience to take over the USPS. So the DeJoy operational pivot, which he's doing inside the Postal Service, includes cleaning house of high-level employees. I mean, bunch of longtime USPS people are gone or reassigned to not leadership roles, eliminating overtime for hundreds of thousands of USPS employees, and mandating that late arriving mail is left behind by carriers to be delivered the next day. So basically, as far as
he's got an ironic last name, DeJoy. Doesn't sound like it.
He's reducing costs.
Yeah, the asshole.
Reducing costs considerably, yeah.
You don't take people's overtime away from them.
Especially if they're government workers.
Yeah, that's not what you do. People don't like that.
Yeah, you maybe if you're a startup where they're like, hey, bro, no overtime for you, but you get some equity. You can't get any equity in the post office.
He's saying, sorry, mail, you're going to be a little bit later. I'm not paying everybody to work 10-hour shifts.
Hey, DeJoy, I don't know if you've heard of the census or this whole mail-in voting for presidency thing, but we're going to need some overtime shifts, pal.
Yeah, it seems like that. Or probably more employees, whatever. However they're going to deal with it. But it seems like Trump wants DeJoy to run the USPS like an actual business instead of a government agency, trying to raise revenue by charging Amazon more for their services. Mark, like you were saying earlier, the rise of Amazon, UPS, FedEx, that's what's ruined the USPS, a lot of it, and the fact that those companies take advantage of USPS services and not get charged a fair clip. So Trump wants USPS charging more to those, and he wants them to reduce costs. And so that seems like what these moves DeJoy is doing mostly is aimed at. And this is nothing new. Like we talked about, Pat, they've been posting multiple billion-dollar losses for almost 2 decades now, a year. There was, the blue boxes being removed. It's not new. They've been removing those blue boxes for years because they've been trying to reduce the number of routes.
I personally love a blue box. There's some, when I'm in my neighborhood and I spot a blue box, it's sweet.
Yeah.
Especially as a guy that ships a lot of stuff. You see that blue box, you say, a mental note. That's where I'll drop my packages off.
I got one right across the street.
Sad to see him go. Yeah. I know that one.
Got one in my neighborhood. It looks cool. I also have a post office box at the house. So.
Several Hard Factor Hive members have received stickers from that blue box across the street from my house.
Nice. Yeah. So what this is all adding up to, though, with the USPS being down and trying to reduce costs and not sucking up new money that the government's not providing right now, is basically last Friday the USPS sent out notices to 46 states that their election results may be delayed as a result of going mail-in only, given the current resources the USPS has. So what's the problem with that?
What does that mean? Yeah, what does that mean?
Right. So the actual problem, what's actually being held up here, is $25 billion. That's the amount of money House Democrats included for the USPS in their coronavirus bill that has been held up in Congress since May. You know, they're dueling bills, what have you, between Pelosi and McConnell, along with an additional $3.6 billion in election security funding to go along with that $25 billion to support the USPS during the surge of mail-outs for ballots. And so that's the same stimulus bill that's been caught up and is supposed to give individuals their checks. Been caught up for 3 months and we're not getting our checks.
160 million people.
Yeah.
So it seems to me that, like, let me see if I'm vibing with you here, Will. The post office is boned, right?
They have no funding, basically. And that's why, DeJoy's operating on a shoestring budget, trying to get them
right. New leadership is
better.
trying to come in and make it a profitable business. But then there's shade in this, too, because Trump has been sowing doubt about election results via mail.
It's timing,
it's
right?
Weird
Yeah,
timing.
exactly. And he's openly against the mail-in voting. So it's timing and perception, right? And so it's like it's this perfect storm, and it's election season, and it's going to be more even drummed up than it would be normally.
But what would this 25 billion or whatever the amount you said that's in the stimulus package do? Give more employees? More,
I guess more employees.
Put the blue boxes back out.
Right.
Put the
They're
boxes
taking away,
back.
No. Blue
we
boxes
talking
have
about?
nothing to do
Craft.
with this. I think the blue box thing is like a
fine,
red
smoke and
herring
mirrors
or whatever.
But we wouldn't have delays in the 46 states with this 25
I guess
billion?
you'd be able to maybe offer that overtime that's been removed, or maybe you'd be able to bring in like temporary shift workers to help with the millions and millions of extra ballots, whatever. And Mark, we'll get into what they're doing next right now. So according to Politico, congressional Democrats may be coming back early to vote on something USPS related. And in this
that's
coming
nice
week.
of them. They're coming back early. Good for them.
Yeah, that's from their break, of course, their scheduled break.
Right.
But that's not intended to
break.
provide additional funding to the Postal Service. Instead, they just want to block reorganization moves planned by DeJoy within the USPS. That's how they say they're going to save it, even if they don't fund it. The last few organizational moves has resulted in slower mail delivery as he tries to streamline operations. But is no money and just saying you can't fire a couple people going to change anything? I don't think so. The House Dems will also be holding a USPS hearing starting the first day of the RNC the following week to shine a light on the downgrades occurring within the USPS under DeJoy. But again, I wonder what the point of that is if there's no plan to compromise and provide funding to get through the elections.
It doesn't sound good.
No.
It doesn't sound good. This doesn't sound good. Like, I've been on the record as saying I think that the mail-in voting is, not as good because there's just an extra dimension of integration that causes human error and this is obviously, delay, right? But if that's what we have to do, it would be nice if we could do it to the best of our abilities. And it doesn't sound like that's happening.
No.
We could sow some doubt. We could sow some doubt potentially, which is what it seems to be happening.
Well, Trump is sowing doubt, and
how about you sow some dollars and get more routes,
that's
and more
the
employees,
issue.
and more,
Exactly. So what you have right now, as you guys just painted the picture, Democrats say it's voter suppression. Republicans say it's a function of an unwillingness to compromise from the Dems, and everybody has half a point, but they're unwilling to budge on their position. Right. And that's just the USA, especially during election season. IMO. So we'll see how it shakes out. It just seems like, I know that everybody's upset about it, and it just seems like something to me that both parties want to talk about and they want to make a big deal about because they both have half a point and they both aren't going to move on it. So it's just something to get people real jazzed up.
It does sound to me like if they hurry up and fucking meet in the middle and figure out how to get that damn stimulus package done, that'll solve
that
solve a
would be
lot
beautiful.
of problems.
You could get
Everyone's gonna
$1,200 check. You get
and
your
then potentially
ballots,
the funding for the USPS. How about we get fucking Congress to sign that goddamn?
That's what we thought would happen with police bill. Nothing happens. This is what we thought. You know, it seems like recently when they get to an impasse, they're just agreeing to disagree.
We have a couple Congress people that are going to do our show soon. I'm going to have a few questions about the stimulus package. Like,
Lots of interviews coming.
Why are you doing this interview? why aren't you in a room figuring out how to get this thing signed?
No kidding. Yeah. So, that's just we're as mystified as everybody else for why meaningful shit never comes out. It seems like when the people need it. And after that mental pretzel, I just put myself in with the mail story. I need to chill a little bit.
Yeah.
And what do we have here but an incredible packet of Caliper CBD? And so,
oh my God.
Let me just show you. Let me display youtube.com/hardfactornews if you're not already subscribed. And let me just show you how easy Caliper CBD is, guys. You just open your favorite drink up, right? Just boom, crack your delicious drink. And you have one packet.
Just right
one
there, just
size
like that,
fits all
huh?
packet. You just, so easily tears off. I mean, absolutely
butter.
effortless to tear
What
that.
what an easy tear.
Can you believe
Jesus.
that? I mean, some
he
of these
made that look easy.
You've been
it was
practicing
so
that
easy.
one.
Then look at this. Watch this. Watch this.
Oh
This
my gosh.
stuff goes in here.
Odorless.
I mean, it's
Watch
gone. Look at this.
It's not even going to
It's
stir.
dissolved
really.
in the drink before it even hits the bottom of the bottle. You know what I do? I
like-
just put the cap back on, give it one little swirl
There you
for
go.
good measure.
Wow, not even
and
much of a
boom, I'm
shake.
chilling.
You were going to have a relaxing second half of the show.
Oh, and
my
it's
friend.
totally
So
dissolved.
relaxed. So relaxed. It's just incredible. You've never had a more relaxing drink than one that's been filled with Caliper CBD powder. And what's great about CBD is that it helps you feel better without making drastic changes in your routine. I can get my chill on here on air anytime I want to. A little later, I might even, take a couple rips off the vape pen, accompany it with the award-winning CBD, one of my favorite combinations. Just the best. Also, follow Caliper CBD on Instagram. Their page is incredible. They post delicious CBD recipes. Like they had CBD Reese's cups that you make at home. Incredible. Look fantastic. Unlike CBD oils, Caliper CBD powder is completely tasteless, mixes easily in any food or drink. You just saw it dissolve in seconds. No weird taste, no oily residue or mouthfeel. Precisely 20 milligrams of CBD in each packet. You never have to question how much you're getting again. It's clinically proven that you absorb 450% more CBD with Caliper CBD powder compared to tinctures. Tinctures are done. They're done forever.
Shut 'em
after
down.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Yeah, Caliper CBD is seriously fantastic. Huge supporters of Hard Factor and the Hardo Hive. Caliper CBD comes in affordable 10 and 30 count packs. You can get started for under $20. Get 20% off your first order when you use promo code FACTOR at trycaliper.com/factor. Again, that's caliper with a P, CALIPER.com/factor. You can try Caliper CBD risk-free for 30 days. If you don't love it, they'll give you a full refund, but you will not need that refund. You're going to love it. That's trycaliper.com/factor. Don't forget, promo code FACTOR for 20% off your first order.
You're going to like the way you look.
Oh, yeah.
Or some slogan.
We guarantee.
Hey, guys.
Mark could use like 5 calipers right now.
Yep, I was just staring that packet down, Will. Very jealous.
Will, you usually just open the packet, pour it on your tongue, and then take a sip of
Yeah,
your
be
drink,
honest.
don't you?
No. I won't lie though. I normally do just pour it in plain water. I did a sports drink to be a little bit
Just
more
that visual aid. Yeah,
Right,
that was
exactly.
nice. Well done. Hey, guys, well, we talked about the post office, but at least we're not Belarus, right? Looks like the citizens of Belarus want to recount on the presidential election and think there was some shenanigans with Lukashenko's landslide victory. And based on the sheer
80% of the vote with like
I mean, I don't know. I would say based on the sheer amount of protesters and the fact that Belarus has like only 9 million people, no, he probably didn't win 80% of the vote. Since there's like 50,000 protesters in the
There's
streets.
4 million people protesting.
Yeah.
Well, what percentage of people wanted to keep their lives? That's a good question.
Right. It's gonna, unfortunately, it might get, that We'll get to that, Pat. Lukashenko is not happy with the mass protests, as you imagine.
You don't say.
They're going on in Minsk, and they're called the March of Freedom. He has called the protesters rats and asked for his supporters to defend him and to quell the protests. So he is like actively trying to get these rats out
to break down
out of the streets
genocide
of Minsk.
for you guys.
Yeah, he's calling for civil war.
When your leader calls
Yeah.
people rats or roaches, that's early genocide stuff. That's what that is, guys.
Yeah, I mean, if that's a starting bargaining thing, like an animal that people like to kill, that's not good or get rid of. Svetlana Tianovskaya nailed it. She was the opponent of Lukashenko. Remember, she was forced to flee the country for fear of losing her life in last Sunday's presidential election.
After losing.
And her whole family was already in hiding during the campaign. They couldn't even be there because they were scared they'd get killed. It's crazy.
She only received 10% of the official vote, but she's saying that her and the protesters are saying they think that she actually received more like 65% of the vote, and that's why they want another. There's a bit of a
They
gap.
think
That's
it's
why
the
they want
exact
another.
opposite, basically.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when you know that your country's
so-
bad, when you lose an election and have to flee for potentially being killed.
She's so ambitious, Svetlana. It's great, isn't it? This hiding out because she wants to run. Yeah.
She's saying there's a 55% discrepancy from another country where she's zooming into tell people this. So
She's a badass though, sticking through with the election, hiding. She had to hide the entire campaign just so that they couldn't capture her to get her out of the country. That's a badass. She's cool.
I like her. Yeah, she is a tough cookie. She's not backing down. She wants to recount, and so do the citizens. But so the bad thing here, back to Pat's point, Lukashenko's been on the phone with Vladimir Putin a lot recently.
Buds.
And I don't know if you guys remember
buds.
you guys remember the whole Ukraine annexing of Crimea and stuff in 2014. It's starting to sound like it might be one of those scenarios where we'll see, hopefully not, but Putin might send in the Russian military to get the people out of the streets and to kind of take over. And, he's Lukashenko's buddy.
He's interesting. Lukashenko, I've read a little bit about his dynamic with Putin, and he tries to retain control of Belarus, but this is like his backslide. If he gets in trouble, he's going to be go under Putin's umbrella, it seems like.
For sure. Well, Lukashenko has been in charge for 26 years, and he's not going to go down quietly. He's going to leverage Putin's support. So good luck, people.
What do you
Belarus.
think the highest
hope it's
election?
peaceful.
Yeah,
Hope it works out.
What do you think the highest election landslide he's ever given himself was? Do you think he ever gave himself like a 95?
Yeah, I'd say based on the tensions, I'd say in the middle of his 26-year run, I think he probably was like 1% or less for the opponent. Just like
He's just in the
opponent's
mirror
already-
practicing, saying, "It was a landslide," so he can get it right.
He's the
there's
guy
lots
that,
of tensions. Let's give her 10%.
Yeah, he's the guy that gets one wrong on the math test when he's cheating. He's like, throw him
On
off.
purpose.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right,
I
guys.
couldn't have been cheating.
A lot of people don't know this, but since 1776, bald eagles have been patrolling the skies of our borders to thwart off potential invaders. And in 1935, when radar was invented, the services of the eagles was technically no longer needed, but no one really had the heart to tell the eagles. So to this day, they honor that contract they made with America close to 250 years ago. And it was figured by the NSA the only trouble they could inflict would be on foreign birds, which is hilarious. But that was, guys, until the advent of consumer drones. Because in what state officials are describing as a brazen attack, a bald eagle recently snatched a $950 drone belonging to the to the state of Michigan that was being flown to document shoreline erosion damage in the Upper Peninsula. And after a brief tussle, the big bird ripped off one of the propellers of the potential invader, forcing the craft to spin and sending it to the bottom of Lake Michigan near Escanaba, state workers said.
I love this.
Yeah.
I love this. I would love for Eagles to just start taking drones out left and right.
Well, they're trained to do it.
Yeah, this is great.
So they dropped. And guys, some are theorizing that the reason for the attack could have been the fact that the letters EGLE were emblazoned on the side of the drone as an acronym for the Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy Eagles. And Energy, I'm sorry.
taunting the eagle.
Right.
That was a big mistake.
Yeah, eagles are notoriously sticklers for proper spelling, something they picked up in the 1830s during the first U.S. education reform movement. So perhaps they were enraged by the incorrect spelling of their own species, and that's why they attacked the U.S. property. No one is sure, but I'm sure of one thing.
Everybody's sure about why this happens because the bald eagle is the most badass predator in the sky, and it's going to defeat drones.
That's true.
That's the bald eagle.
We might have a problem with AI, but bald eagles will not.
I feel safer that they're up there, whether they're necessary or not anymore. They might be obsolete, but that's okay. I just like knowing they're there.
Yeah, when the Matrix comes, bald eagles will be the last ones, the last
they're fine.
Resistance, yeah.
The AI knows not to even really test the eagles. They just avoid. Yeah.
So
too difficult.
There you have it.
Nice. All right. So, guys, remember a couple months back, the Pentagon finally acknowledged the existence of an unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Because I think you were in rehab when that happened. That was
I remember
sick.
that. That was just when I was getting started. It did not mean they acknowledged aliens. They just said, yeah, there's some shit in the air we can't explain, basically. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Unidentified flying objects, but we don't know what.
Can go
we're
as
not
fast
saying
as
there's
they
aliens
want or
in
as
them.
slow as they want, and blah blah blah.
They might be ours. We're not going to tell you.
Could be a Belarusian thing.
Right. Yeah.
It was a smooth pill, a capsule almost.
Exactly.
Maybe we developed the technology where the plane disappears.
The country means beautiful Russia.
You caught us. So now they are taking it a step further and are forming a new task force designed to feed us a bunch of bullshit. Try to identify what those sightings actually might be. It's called the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force, or the UAPTF.
Or the skilled liars.
Yep. Just the more advanced liars. So the Department of Defense said the goal of the task force will be to, quote, to improve its understanding of and gain insight into the nature and origins of the UAPs. So
they should throw a question mark at the end of that acronym, because if they did, it would kind of be like, you up? Trying to fuck? It's because it's the UAPTF.
It's also close. It's also close to WAP. UAP?
Yeah.
UAP?
You up? Trying to fuck? Just put it out there.
Let's see if we can get that started. So a spokesperson for the Department of Defense said that the task force is not really concerned with aliens, but more about the capabilities of our Earth-based adversaries like China. Quote, the mission of the task force is to detect, analyze, and catalog UAPs that could potentially pose a threat to U.S. national security. So back in 2017, the New York Times exposed an informal task force that was being run with nothing official, but the Pentagon was kind of like looking into UFOs and shit. So the Senate Intelligence Committee has wanted to regulate the Pentagon UFO program since June, and here you have it. The Pentagon has become increasingly worried about China's spying capabilities using drones and other flying objects. So that's the cover. But we all know it's aliens, and now every alien is a Chinese drone, which means war with China is imminent.
I haven't been more mad about an acronym change from UFO to UFP since the WWF changed the WWE.
Yeah, UAP not as
happy
cool.
with this.
It is upsetting. I don't like how this is already becoming not about aliens and about foreign adversaries on Earth. This is not. Come on, Pentagon.
Told you. They're gonna give you a bunch of bullshit when they have to release
everything is gonna be China pretty soon. Will everything that can't be explained? That's a Chinese drone.
It's not gonna be like that, is it? Really? I hear that in China they're preparing their children to be at war with the USA.
Well, that sounds fun.
I know who's gonna put an end to this is the bald eagles. If those drones try to
can we get the bald eagles
anywhere
on the
near
case?
our borders?
Yeah.
We need more bald eagles.
That's what we
need to start
need.
breeding bald eagles.
Reagan was trying to build that Star Wars program. Who needs that shit when you have fucking an army of bald eagles swarming your borders?
Surrounding the coasts.
No.
Dolphins
This
and bald eagles.
UAP task force is all about China. That's not good. We need to.
What does it have to do with China?
We need to shift this focus
UFOs
back to the skies.
Yeah, the dialogue has already gone to China.
This is
could
ridiculous.
So it's not good.
This is like, do you want to know the horrible truth or do you want to see dingers? Do you want to know the horrible truth or do you want to bash China? And if it's like, let's bash China.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
You guys coming around on communism isn't evil? Come on.
No. I know. By the way, I have no part in that malarkey. You guys are spilling. The commie sympathizing at the end of Friday. Yeah. No. I'm not in on that.
No one on the show is defending communism. Fuck you.
Trying to open some ideas
guys,
up in your brains.
Stop.
I got a pamphlet for you.
No, thank you.
Hey, watch Mr. Jones if you want to see a really good movie about communism recently. It's about Stalin. You can find out about him and how he operated his communist dictatorship. It is frightening.
Pat's got a Stalin poster.
Can you share your HBO Go password with me?
Stop me if you've heard this one before, guys, but there was a shark attack in Australia. I'm surprised it doesn't rain razor blades there. I was watching The Most Dangerous Race, the Eco Challenge. You guys see that? It's like the reboot of an old adventure race challenge. It's on Amazon Prime. Just came out this weekend, hosted by Bear Grylls. And the New Zealand and Australian teams in this international race are like 1,000,000 times tougher than the other teams. It's not even close.
They're used to the bush, mate.
They are indeed. Anyways, this shark attack started like 95% of the other shark attacks in Australia. A surfer was way the fuck out in the ocean where sharks are. Yeah. And the lady got bit in the leg by a 10-foot great white because the surfers go so fucking far out and then they get attacked. And they're like, oh, shit. You know?
Is it so crazy
that's how it happens.
for them to be packing? Like, is it crazy to have like a pistol on your arm?
No, that's not crazy.
Or on your thigh?
I don't think that's crazy.
Come on.
A waterproof pistol? I mean, yeah, or like something like I think a lot of surfers in Australia have seen sharks at least.
I'd feel a lot safer knowing I had a sidearm with me if I was surfing.
Or just
about
don't
a knife
surf
or something.
Just don't surf out in Australia, maybe, or
just don't go in the water in Australia is what you need to do.
However, it ended a little different than most of the shark attacks, as her husband, the woman who was attacked in the leg, he was surfing with her, and when he saw his wife getting attacked by a shark, instead of swimming away and shouting, "Better her than me," he sprung to action and attacked the shark, punching it in the face repeatedly until it let go of his wife's leg. He then yanked her mangled leg out of the shark's now open and confused mouth, threw her on the board, and swam her to shore, where she was medevaced out. She had emergency surgery and is now in stable condition. Wow. And that guy's getting his pillows fluffed for life.
Did she lose the leg?
There have, I think part of it. Like you have the calf thing where it's like concave. There have been 4 deaths from shark attacks since April in Australia. So maybe take a few plays off, surfers, or be extra cautious. Like Pat said, start packing. I don't know. Seems like getting eaten alive by a great white is something to take seriously, but what do I know? I've never experienced that Zen moment when you're catching a rad barrel and you look up and you see God at the perfect. I'm more of an ankle buster, body surfer, stay close to the shore guy. Chest deep for me.
Mm-hmm. I've never understood extreme sports at all.
I'm just saying, after you shot a couple of those sharks, they're going to learn their lesson. I mean, word's going to spread pretty quick. If surfers
I don't think that's the thing about the sharks, though. They just don't learn. I think they just keep biting no matter what.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to tell their other shark buddies that there's this thing called a gun. They're just going to keep attacking surfers.
Like, I still weigh 5 tons
to go out in their area
or whatever.
Well, maybe we shouldn't try it. Maybe we shouldn't try and just keep having things the way that they are. Maybe that's better than my idea.
No, I mean I'm with you. I like the gusto.
Maybe we should have everyone get the same portions of food and money and houses.
Nobody will abuse it ever.
You commie freak.
It's a good place to start, Mark. If I go surfing, I'm going to train a bald eagle to watch my back guts for damn sure.
There you go.
That they can see. They have eagle eyes.
How many eagles do you think it would take to take out a great white?
Oh, 10.
You'd need
3.
You need 10.
3? That's strong for the eagle.
How trained are they to go at eyes?
One to distract. Well, they're going to get the eyes. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Once they remove the eyes, you don't need that many.
You're saying it only goes for the eyes. Perhaps.
Well, the shark will drown when it's blinded, for sure.
Is that true? I don't think that's true. I think that.
Oh, yeah. They literally. That shark's going to drown.
They literally swim while they're asleep. I don't think they're going to drown after you poke their eyes out.
It just gets more violent.
Watch. They won't be able to watch, but you watch.
Yeah. They'll have a tough time. Atlanta officials held a press conference last week to show off what could be, guys, the largest heroin bust in Georgia history. 46-year-old Atlanta resident Antonio Deshaun Daniels, also known as Freckleface Sean, was taken into custody after authorities began tracking his relationship with a Mexican drug cartel roughly 2 years ago. Sorry, Freckleface. You're going to be...
Not a very tough nickname.
Yeah, Freckleface Sean!
It's an ironic thing, you know? It's like Little John.
No, I think he had freckles on his face.
Yeah,
You saying
it wasn't.
You saying he didn't?
But
have
he's like,
freckles on his face?
but he's like one of the world's biggest heroin dealers. You know,
Yeah,
like maybe
that's what
something
I'm saying.
tough,
Like,
it's ironic.
something tougher.
Still slit your throat.
He had
Yeah,
no
you're right,
freckles.
Pat. You're right, Pat. He
throat,
definitely
Sean.
had freckles. But
Yeah.
it's like you're going like baby face, like somebody who goes
Right.
like
No,
baby
Will,
face.
it doesn't work that way. No one looks at your face and is like, you know what, man? You got no freckles. I'm going to call you a freckle face Sean.
No, I'm saying
You know,
it's like baby face. I misspoke about the ironic.
You know,
It's not
some
like
interesting
Little John.
things about
It's
Sean
like
is he's the #1 heroin dealer in America. He's killed 30 men, but he also has web toes. So we're going to call him Web Toe Sean.
right, web toe Sean. Exactly. It's like a demeaning thing, but then
Right.
he's a murderous gangster.
Well, we don't know if he's a murderer, but he's definitely a gangster, guys.
Well, if he's the biggest heroin dealer, he's definitely a murderer by default.
Oh, I
'cause
guess
he's
I didn't
supplying
think about
heroin
that.
to people.
Didn't think about that.
Yeah.
The authorities said, quote, the quantity of drugs, money, and firearms allegedly controlled by Daniels highlights the scale of heroin and cocaine trafficked into this community by local drug dealers with high-level ties to international drug trafficking organizations. That was U.S. Attorney Byung B.J. Pak.
BJ.
Yeah. Daniels allegedly used these ties to flood the district with drugs and reap financial benefits. We will not tolerate the destruction of lives throughout the scourge of the drug trade.
yeah, see, murderous.
Yeah, that makes sense, guys. In total, I was wrong. Okay, and communism also is when in practice doesn't work. In total, officials say they see.
Dude, you would have thrived back in the opium trade days.
Oh, bro, come on.
You would have just been on cloud 9 in opium den.
Well, what this dude was,
Chasing
Communism,
the dragon.
opium,
what are you talking about?
everything.
What can go wrong?
Apparently, guys, this dude or this amount of heroin was such a massive amount. It would be like a mega bust in New York City. So the officials are
Jesus.
really completely surprised that this. They were like, we didn't think that there was this much of a market in Georgia for heroin. In total, guys, it was 170 kilos of heroin. That's a lot.
Whoa.
10 kilos of cocaine, 8 kilos of marijuana, and over $1 million in cash.
Whoa.
And 41 firearms. So big old buzz.
Where was this guy's house? Was it like a factory or was it at his
He had
house?
a
Atlanta.
studio apartment in Atlanta.
It was in a studio apartment. What?
Yep.
Good
Just
cover.
wall to wall drugs in there.
I guess so. Well, I mean, a kilo's not big. It's this big. So, I mean, it's like a bread box.
Yeah, because heroin's just the most money dense, right? Of those.
I believe so.
But you said a bunch of weed that like stunk to high hell. in there?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure the neighbors knew.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, 8 kilos of pot.
Pretty sure I lived next to the
Stinky.
biggest drug
Yeah.
dealer in Atlanta.
It's a lot. But good for them. Good for the DEA over there.
Freckle
Fuck
face,
heroin.
we'll call him.
Fuck heroin.
It's like a Dick Tracy character.
Freckle face Sean.
Yeah.
Oh, freckle face. Yeah.
You know, he drives a Lamborghini. Let's call him Freckle Face Sean.
More
Got a-
approachable.
like a nice, like
Not
funny
a
horn
freckle
car.
on his face.
All right, boom. Guys,
Is Adam
China
Sandler
is
doing
starting.
your lightning rounds there?
I don't know. I'm just making noise. Guys, China is starting a nationwide campaign to stop food waste. Apparently, the waste problem has grown to a level that is shocking and distressing, according to Supreme Leader Xi. So he is trying to do something.
Also
That's your
known
boy,
as
right, Pat?
American levels of food waste. So,
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
pretty much. Yeah. So he's trying to do
So
something
he's
about
gonna
it.
Enforce strict rules on everybody.
Yeah. What they're trying to do to people is fucked
He's a
up.
dictator,
so he's,
man.
No way.
He's trying to control a few people. So he's trying to do something about it. Only one restaurant in central China took the campaign a little too far for customers, asking them to weigh themselves on 2 scales they placed outside their beef restaurant in the city of Changsha, and then plugged that information. They wanted people to weigh themselves and plug that information into an app that would suggest how much they should order.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Also on the outside were 2 signs greeting diners that read, be thrifty and diligent, promote empty plates, and Operation Empty Plate. I guess that's what they're calling it. So,
Ooh, you know what this means? They're having financial difficulties. This is like a Depression era type deal. They used to do that
Well-
back in the 30s in America.
I don't know how they could be with the practice of communism. It's flawless.
Right. Yeah. Food for everyone. Yeah.
You could have as
pandemic.
much as you need, but take less because.
All right. So apparently,
Because it's wasteful. It's wasteful. That's the only reason why. Definitely the only reason why.
Not because they don't
wasteful.
have enough.
Right.
Yeah.
So apparently asking someone to weigh themselves is just universally offensive because hashtags involving the restaurant get over 300 million views on the Chinese social media / propaganda platform Weibo or Weibo. Along with this particular incident, the Wuhan Catering Industry Association, I'm sure they're a great establishment, is urging...
Not what you want to hear. Not what you want to hear right now.
Right.
Bat Soup Incorporated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're catering in Wuhan. They're urging restaurants in the city to limit the number of dishes served to diners. So they're asking diners to order one less dish than the number of diners. So one guy just doesn't get a plate.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And state TV is now also criticizing anyone seen filming themselves eating large amounts of food.
Pongzai's screwed. Pongzai is so screwed.
Yeah.
He'll be fine.
They're cracking down on the...
He's a star.
Yeah.
He's exempt from this. Pengzai's a star.
Anyway,
Dude, one person at dinner doesn't get a plate.
Right.
You go out with 6 people, 5 people order, and one guy just sits there and begs people for bites off their plate.
Right. Hopes they're gonna share.
They should.
I mean, but it puts you in such an awkward position.
Sorry.
You're absolutely getting less if you're the guy that doesn't get the plate.
Oh yeah,
That's the most communist demand ever.
All the shitty portions.
They will give you. They are your comrades, your brothers. They will give you some of their food. Like there's no guarantee.
Not when they're weighing you and asking you to order just how much you weigh. So they want you to order the precise amount that you're able to eat and then order one less dish.
Do you think they tell you
so
no?
Skinny people get less?
Yeah.
Yeah, skinny people are expected to eat
You're like,
less.
I want 2 extra sides of egg rolls. They're like, no, you're only fat enough for 1 extra side.
Why wouldn't you just wear like a fat suit or like ankle weights or something? Where like
That's taking dinner pretty seriously there, Mark.
That's a good idea.
Well, I mean, if you're skinny and you only get like 3 beans, that's not cool. That's not cool. You're gonna stay skinny forever. Too skinny.
This is what they're doing before they just start starving people. Basically, they're giving them a chance to regulate themselves, and then the real hardcore shit happens.
Yeah, pretty soon it's gonna be 1 person out of 6 gets the plate. You know,
This is a slippery slope. What's going on?
Maybe I should. Maybe
the
I should
M16s
start
are coming.
rethinking my ideas about communism. I don't know yet. I'm on the fence.
Well, yeah, you should reconsider a little bit. All right, that's going to do it for Hard Factor. I hope you guys had a good weekend. We got some interviews coming up this week that we're going to be broadcasting. First one comes out Tuesday. Pretty interesting interview. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. That's all I'm going to say about that. What else we got in the works, boys?
I mean, we got interviews coming up just all over the place. Let's see. We got like multiple each week for the next couple of weeks. But word out. We are still having more trouble booking Democrats than we are Republicans. So if you are a listener, we are trying desperately. So if you are a listener and you work for a Democratic campaign and you'd like to have us talk to one of your candidates, please get out and in touch with us. We've got a lot of big Republican guests coming up this week, but today is the start of the DNC. We are trying to keep it somewhat balanced on the guest list leading up to November. So we're just having trouble getting Democrats to book with us. So if you want us to talk to somebody that you're in a sphere with, please hit us up.
Yeah. Well
said. Absolutely. All right. Well, that's going to do it. Tune into radio this week. And most importantly, have a great fucking day.